Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name's Zach Calhoun. I'm the co-founder of CloudPano.com, the world's best virtual tour software. Today we're going to talk about an interesting topic: how to create $1 million virtual tour business. What's the path ahead? What's that business look like? And is it possible for you? Well, the short answer is yes, it's possible. There's already virtual tour companies that are providing this service to large institutions and crossing the $1 million mark. And there's lots of money flowing into the virtual tour space right now. Right now, whether it's institutional investors, whether it's the virtual tour software companies, whether it's virtual tour providers. So, can you bring in a top line revenue number of $1 million a year with virtual tours as a service? Now, the short answer is yes, you can, and some companies are already doing it. The long answer is it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of thinking and structuring up front to get to this point. So, what do I mean? Well, number one, you cannot create a virtual tour business targeting realtors. That's just the way it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go backwards. You cannot create $1 million virtual tour business with inside the real estate industry. The reason why is the margins are too low, and it's very difficult to get the amount of volume you need to get that $80,000 plus per month in revenue. Now, it's possible, but it would require a large team. So, if you're okay with the low margin business, you may be able to get to $1 million at $80,000 a month. But you have to have a large team and a huge amount of volume and have great partnerships already in place in that space. A easier path, or a better path, in my opinion, is to target large institutions that are already paying lots of money for this type of service. An example would be the university space, the college space. These have lots of tax dollars behind them. They're already paying $15,000, $25,000 virtual tour. Some pay more based on the level of service. They have lots of money. They are willing to pay lots of money, and they understand their need already. So they're already educated in the market. That's a good niche to go after. Okay, now, if you are by yourself, Joe Blow freelancer, it's going to be hard to close down that big sale. So your positioning matters. Now, you can be a lone gunman, but you have to be smart about it. Here's what I mean. You need to have the look of $1 million business before you can become $1 million business. Which, what does that mean? Well, your website has to be clean, tight, has to look like you know what you're doing. You have to have case studies, examples, and you already have to be doing it in the space, as in you're already providing value. You already have customers inside that space you are targeting. Also, too, you have to have a team. You have to at least have access to a team. You have to have probably a picture of all your team on your website. You got to be the real deal. Okay, this is what separates the small time provider from the $1 million producer. The $1 million producer has all the resources needed and goes into a big sales meeting with their team. Okay, you, the CEO, are going to have to be present when you make the big sales. You can't just send off your sales guy, but you better have access to a sales guy, or at least someone you have on contract that can help you if you close the deal. So how do you do this if you're just starting out and you want to reach these high goals? Well, number one, you need to target a big fish. Number two, you need to position yourself with great authority in that space. Number three, you need to have a team. And number four, you need to be able to at least pretend, or should I say, show and share that you're the expert in the space, and then pull the resources as you need them. So when you're just getting started, you don't have any team available. Well, you need to go recruit people who would be a part of your team if it goes well. Get your brother, get your cousin, tell them what you're doing, and say, hey, listen, if this goes well, I'm building your guys' faces on the websites because we're going to be a team together. And of course, they're going to say, yeah, sure, why not? You're my brother. I love you. Or you're my cousin. Of course I would. I'll be your pretend partner for now. We've seen CloudPano users do this type of approach where they are recruiting a salesperson, a marketing person, and going to sell the institution together. Rather than one guy by himself in the room of 5 people, it's two guys or two gals, or two guys and a gal, or three gals going together as a team and making big promises, but also having more resources to back it up so you can make the big promises and put together those big deals. Now, also, to close high ticket transactions, you need to be able to justify the value to the institution. That means you're going to have to be able to put together big ticket offers and have them make sense to the client. They better be making ROI that's clear, that's razor sharp. And if you cannot bring that with clarity and get good at mining information and justifying ROI, then high ticket's going to be hard for you to sell. Don't worry about the amount of time or hours you spend doing something. Doesn't matter. It's all about the value and ROI to the client. That's all that matters. And you can make long-term promises and justify them with big ticket prices behind them. Okay, so the $1 million question: can I create a virtual tour business that passes the $1 million mark? The answer is yes, but it takes a lot more work and a lot more upfront work. Most likely, you may, at your first couple years, land below that mark, and that's okay. Get started is how you make progress. Things tend to happen fast in business. Once you start going down a road or a niche and you start to get wins and get some sales, you'll notice that quickly things compound and the snowball begins. That's where you want to be. Even if you're at the top of the mountain and your snowball is really small, you still want to push it and get it moving. If you're wondering, how do I do this? Where do I get started? I highly recommend checking out our free webinar at virtualtourprofit.com. It teaches you how to get started, how to build a team, how to outsource, how to scale, and how to ascend your customer value so that business owners pay you for your virtual tours. So, as you look ahead at your business plan, what is your repeatable method to bring in high ticket clients and have qualified leads on your calendar who want to pay your company to create world class virtual tours for them and, of course, host them on CloudPano.com? Best of luck in your endeavor. Keep pushing. It's okay if you don't make $1 million this year, but if you set your goals high, even if you don't meet them, at least you probably are going to reach a higher level than you expected with no goals at all. Okay. Thanks for joining me in this video. I'll talk to you soon.